I now call on the public orator to present the honorary graduate Finbarr Dowling for admission to his degree.
Vice-Chancellor, Lord Bishop, Lord Lieutenant, Lord Mayor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Finbarr Dowling was born in Cork, Ireland in 1963. His father, Liam, sadly no longer with us, was the owner of an agricultural engineering company and was a renowned sportsman representing Cork's senior team at hurling, for which Liam Dowling has the impressive modern-day achievement of a dedicated page on Wikipedia. Mother Kathleen, who is 85 years old and has travelled from Cork for today's ceremony, much to Finbarr's joy, was a devoted homemaker and parent, raising Finbarr and his 5 siblings. This, as Finbarr remarks, was considered a rather small family in 1960s Ireland. Finbarr was born in St Finbarr's Hospital, Cork, was baptised in the Church of St Finbarr's, South Cork, and attended primary school at, you've guessed it, St Finbarr's National School, Cork. I really hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Finbarr, I really do. Following secondary school at Ashton Comprehensive, Cork, an 18-year-old Finbarr spent a year travelling the breadth of the USA before returning to Ireland in 1982 to begin working as a production planner in the Lois Jeans factory in Cork. This role was considered by Finbarr as the beginning of his love for engineering and factory working. The Lois Jeans factory was closed down in 1986, at a time when Ireland was suffering a severe recession, high levels of unemployment, and mass emigration. Finbarr himself made the decision to emigrate to London in 1988, and did so with the blessing of his parents and 500 punts, or Irish pounds, from his father's pocket to make the best possible start in England. Shortly following his arrival in London, Finbarr took on the role of industrial engineer at Landis & Gyr, a world-leading energy systems and innovation company, and moved with the company to Telford, Shropshire in 1991. At Telford, Finbarr was integral to the invention of gas prepayment smart cards, which is a technology used to this day in households throughout the world. Following this and other successes, Finbarr was promoted to head of logistics and warehousing at Telford. In 1998, Landis & Gyr became consolidated with the metering division of Siemens AG to form Siemens Metering, the now global market leader for high-quality electricity meters. Siemens also acquired the intelligence behind the National Gas Prepayment System Service from British Gas, and as a result created the National Centre for Gas Prepayments, of which Finbarr Dowling became the general manager. This meant a move professionally to Newcastle upon Tyne, and a move for the family, that's Finbarr, wife Aideen, and their 2 young children, to rural Northumberland. In 2001, Siemens asked Finbarr to return to Telford to head up an acquisition strategy as its operations director for metering services, and latterly from 2005 to 2009 for energy services. A further house move was imminent, and during a conversation in the CEO's office, a map was tabled and on it a pin stuck to signify the approximate equidistant point of where Finbarr's work would take him nationally. The pin pierced Nantwich in Cheshire, and the next Dowling family home was decided. This exercise, however, proved somewhat inaccurate, as Finbarr was faced with daily round trips of 150 miles, or 3 hours of travelling on a good day, to the East Midlands for 8 years. Such is life. I'm informed, though, that the quality of life in Nantwich was well worth this geographical miscalculation. The role of Operations Director had responsibility for 2,000 staff nationally and a global remit, which included frequent excursions to Chennai, India. Here, alongside the day job of securing multi-million-pound acquisitions, Finbarr was pivotal in a number of large-scale charitable projects, including the construction of an orphanage in central Chennai. This particular project was an example of true charitable working in action, with fellow colleagues from Siemens UK and Siemens India contributing to practical tasks, such as installing showers in the orphanage dormitories and constructing a roof over its restaurant. In 2009, Finbarr became Managing Director of the Siemens electronics manufacturing plant in Congleton, Cheshire, a much more manageable 80-mile round trip from Nantwich. The plant was responsible for the worldwide R&D, customer service and manufacture of inverters for use in a variety of products and technologies, including factory automation, heating, ventilation and air conditioning, as well as providing drives and gears for hybrid buses and wind turbines made in the UK. Since 2009, the plant has enjoyed extraordinary and award-winning success amid very testing economic conditions, which included a second significant recession to be faced head-on by Finbarr in the late 2000s. The Congleton plant received global recognition for its quality, delivery and productivity, and was recognised by the European Foundation for Quality Management in 2014 for its excellence, winning 2 prizes, the prize for Leading with Visions, Inspiration and Integrity, and for developing organisational capabilities. In July 2014, Finbarr was appointed Project Director for the development and construction of the Harbour Blade Manufacturing and Service Facility at Alexandra Dock, Hull. This development will establish the largest wind turbine production facility in the UK, to be operational in early 2016. The Alexandra Dock project has a combined investment of £310 million, aims to create up to 1,000 new jobs, and is the biggest single investment that Siemens is making globally at present. Well, there's not a lot of pressure there then. Finbarr has been a trustee of the Manufacturing Institute and is a founding member, trustee and director of the Ron Deering University Technical College in Hull, a £10 million institution focusing on mechatronics and digital technologies, which is due to open to 600 14 to 18-year-olds in September 2017. Family remains Finbarr's priority, however. He and Aideen will celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary shortly and have a daughter in her second year at Sheffield and a son sitting his A-level exams next year. In whatever spare time that remains, Finbarr is a Liverpool FC fan and gets to Anfield when he can. A keen racegoer, Finbarr has also been known to enjoy the odd afternoon at Chester Racecourse. Finbarr's contribution to engineering and, in particular, the energy sector in this country should not be understated. His commitment to the promotion of excellence and innovation in these fields will have a transformational effect for years to come. Vice-Chancellor, in the name of the Senate and of the Council, I present to you Finbarr Dowling for admission to the degree of Doctor of Engineering honoris causa in this university.
By virtue of the authority invested in me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Engineering honoris causa in this university. Congratulations. Yeah. It gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Finbarr Dowling to address the congregation.
Vice-Chancellor, Lord Lieutenant, Lord Mayor, Lady Mayoress, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. May I begin by expressing my gratitude and pride in accepting this honorary doctorate from this great university. In particular, it's special for my family and I as we've lived in Nantwich and in Cheshire for the last 15 years and consider this county our home. I would like to congratulate all of you here today who have graduated. I'm sure your families are extremely proud of your achievements and so should you be. I, by the way, feel that the Vice-Chancellor's reference to the Chico University in America meant that your celebrations were a tad more muted, but there was a few hollers, which was very good. I've rewritten a little bit of my thank you speech, actually. All references to family pets are now removed. I'll try the new rewritten one. But I would like to thank my family for their support over the last years, in particular my wife. I'd also like to thank my children and my siblings for being here today to share this special honour. And of course, a great joy for me in accepting this honour was that you've made my mother very happy. There's nothing more satisfying for an Irish mammy than to be able to say, "There goes my son, the doctor." And in particular, to illustrate that, there's a great example down in West Cork, family scene, they're on the beach, the 30-year-old son goes in for a swim, gets into trouble, and the mother of the Irish mammy is heard screaming, "Quick, quick, save my son, the doctor," from drowning. On a more serious note, I should also pay tribute to my colleagues at the Siemens plant in Congleton. For many years, they've worked with me and been willing collaborators in promoting the outstanding creativity and innovation at our award-winning electronics plant. Year after year, for almost 50 years, they've consistently shown the very best of British engineering, exporting their beautifully engineered and manufactured products to 78 countries across the globe. To do this, to thrive for so long, in a highly competitive global manufacturing market, you have to be special, very special, and that's exactly what they are. On a more serious note, turning now for the reason for the honour, promoting engineering in Cheshire and the UK, we as a county, and we as a country in particular, face something of a skills crisis. It's estimated that in Britain in the next 5 years we'll need 1 million new engineers and technicians. Simply spoken, there are just not enough young people choosing engineering and manufacturing as a career path. The reasons for this are many and varied. However, we do know for certain that if we can persuade more young people to choose science, technology, engineering and mathematics beyond the age of 15, then we stand a very good chance of converting this talent into the engineers of tomorrow. It's for that reason that myself and we at Siemens spend a lot of our time and resources working with young people in schools of Cheshire and beyond. In particular, we're looking to inspire more young women to get into engineering. Today, less than 10% of engineers in the United Kingdom are women, which is quite a shocking statistic. And by the way lower than anywhere else in Europe. We've created a huge amount of collateral in Siemens to support young people, to support parents, and to support people like yourselves, teachers and people working with young people. This is all on a website you can easily find at Siemens' website, and there's a huge amount there to help, including teaching schedules and exam schedules, and a huge amount of information. Notwithstanding our particular focus on STEM, when engaging with young people, we know for a fact that business interacting with those people in general is an excellent time of use and resources. A recent report by the Business and Community Group with whom Siemens works states that young people that have 4 or more employer contacts are 5 times less likely to end up as NEETs, or not in education, or employment or training, between the ages of 16 or 24. That's an extraordinary thing. So we as business people are obligated to spend our time working alongside people like yourselves with young people. And the more we interact, and whatever that interaction may be, whether it's educational or just acting as mentoring, that intervention can have a spectacular effect on the lives of young people, particularly those disadvantaged people. So in summary, creating positive outcomes for young people, increasing the engineering population, promoting diversity, helping to engineer the future of Britain. These are the reasons that Siemens, myself and our employees give freely of our time, underpinning those aspirations and values with practical support. As our global CEO at Siemens, Joe Kaeser, said recently, Siemens is more than a business-to-business. It's more than a business-to-customer company. We are principally a business-to-community company. Once again, thank you to the University, in particular the Vice-Chancellor Wheeler, for this honour, which I accept with a humble and grateful heart. Thank you.